All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome in. It is time for the coffee run. Now, Joe is still going, so I apologize, Joe. I know you're in the middle of a good roll. You had a bunch of hard stuff this morning for you. I think you had a rough go to get going, but I jumped in, didn't cause a 7 today. I jumped in there, did a Butterberg, and made my paycheck, and I got the hell out of there. I think he's still going, but anyway, let's jump into it here and get over the hump here and talk about a couple of important things. It is a Trendy Tuesday, so bear with. You know how I feel about my trends, right? But anyway, daily reminder to filter all the content you see on YouTube, including what I say, through the lens of knowing what your goal is, understanding your bankroll, being in touch with your risk profile, right? Identifying opportunities to play hard or leave, right? Practicing your strategy, understanding what you're going to play, playing at the right place, and controlling your emotions, your brain, and having discipline. That's all part of it, right? All these things come together. And when you're playing, especially crapsy, and you're practicing online with fake money or on your table at home with fake money, use all this as a way to kind of drive you, because if anything here goes off kilter, the wrong bankroll size, the wrong strategy, playing in a way that doesn't match your risk profile, all these things lead to disaster, right? The casino already has you by the shorties. We know this. Any one of these things goes off the rails, you give them more power than they already have by making mistakes, by doing bad things, making wrong decisions. So keep it all under control. All right. Today, a couple things to talk about. I want to remind you again, and I'll remind you every day. I'll start playing the video here from George soon. The Shooter of the Year and the Strategist of the Year tournaments are both getting going. If you go to Skype on Craps Nation on Skype rather, I can get you an invite if you need it. You're going to go there. You're going to talk to George from CY. You'll register for the tournament. He's got a sign-up sheet. And once you're in, you're in. We'll get you scheduled up, and you'll be. I'll be hosting, which means you'll be dialing into my Zoom, and I'll film you. I'll put your camera through my feed. We'll do it live together, and we'll get to chat, hang out, talk. As a host, my job is to keep you calm and make it fun. So it'll be cool to do that. We'll talk about DI here in just a minute. Something happened on Joe's show that always seems to trigger me. So I'm going to talk about it here. Hopefully Joe gets done soon, and he can jump in and maybe set me straight. But we'll talk about some DI stuff. We'll talk about some trending stuff. And of course, we're going to play the forbidden strategy again today. We're going to Butterberg my bread today. We're going to go Butterberg trend style today. So hopefully we can make some dough as we go. So my daily dose of DI is this, and I'm calling it change the set. This is one of those things that drives me a little bit nuts. And if you know me, you know me. And I think most DIs nowadays are saying the same things. And I was saying this a couple years ago, and I think nobody was really saying it out loud, but one of the things that drives me the most nuts, right, is when somebody is shooting on their channel, let's just say, right? Or even at a casino. You don't see it much at casino, but you see it online a lot, right? Guys shooting, and another guy is watching or whatever, and everybody in chat is yelling at the guy to change his dice set. Go to this set, go to that set. Waylon used to do it. Waylon used to drive me crazy. Waylon did it all the time. Go to the Waylon set, right? The 5365, whatever. I think that's what it was. All the time. And the thing is, the dice set matters to the person throwing the dice. It doesn't matter to you. Like, I got favorite sets that I like to use, right? Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't, but they're ones I like. I would never recommend somebody else use one of my dice sets because they're designed, right? Not designed, but when I'm throwing them, the dice do certain things, right? When you're throwing them, your dice do different things. My dice set, or the dice that I'm suggesting for you, won't always work, right? Suggesting somebody else change their set, I think, is kind of lunacy, right? Especially because you're not seeing you can't see what they're doing. You can't see the flight of the dice on YouTube, right? And I think also, I've said this before too, if you're the shooter and you're changing your set as you go from shot to shot to shot to shot, again, unless your dice, if your dice don't spin exactly the same number of times and land in the exact same spot with the exact same action, then from this throw to the next throw, changing the dice set has no effect, right? If the shot's not the same, a set change is just adding a variable, not removing one, right? What you should be doing when you're having bad results is removing variables. In other words, get your grip and release right. every single time, get the flight right every single time, get the landing zone right every single time. Injecting a new variable just makes it worse. It's one more thing that can go wrong that you have to chase down, right? I would say lean in on the mechanics of it. If anything is going to work, it's not going to be adding a new shit to the soup, right? Make sure you've got everything set right to start with. That's what I would say. So changing the set to me is a little bit of folly. I think I don't like changing set midstream to fix what you're seeing unless you're consistently seeing the same problem. Then maybe a dice set change matters. But I just can't see it, and it drives me a little nuts when I hear it because I think folks watching get the wrong impression. So anyway, that's my thoughts on that. Now, let's get into trending. I bought this book. I'm going to go get it, actually. Let me go get it. I should have had it with me. Let's see. It's right here. I bought a couple of books, actually. Let me show the other ones, too. Let's see. These are... Let's see. I don't know why, but I went on a little spending spree last week. Pardon me. And I bought some books. These, actually... 10 Ton had him. I was at his house and he had this book on his coffee table. I thought, that's interesting. This Larry Haight PhD guy is like a economist, whatever, or something, right? So or accountant. So he's applying accounting and economy investing strategies to craps and the casino. So I bought both of his. He's got like 10 books out that are the same basic title, just to see what he's talking about, right? I want to read the book and see, because I've been talking to you guys about, approaching gambling as an investment, right? Using compounding wins and sort of leveraging your bankroll in different ways versus just betting, right? Not just betting what numbers you're on, but how to leverage the bankroll you've got. I'm leaning more into that. This book seems to be talking about that kind of strategy in terms of money strategy. So I'm going to read it and see what he's got to say. This other one, though, is funny. This one is called Casino Craps is a Vicious Money Devouring Game. The title of the book is called Cutting the Crap Out of Craps. There it is right there. This came yesterday. This is written in 1992. It's 80 pages long. Actually, yeah, it's 80 pages long. And it's like a lot of books of this era. It's written first person, like a conversation, right? And I don't like it. I'll tell you that right now. John Patrick was very folksy in how he wrote. Scarney, very folksy how he wrote. A lot of people in those days wrote folksy, let's talk to each other like men kind of books, right? This one is very condescending. And he uses, it was not edited very well. There's weird punctuation errors in it, just a weird book. But I thought, let's see, somebody recommended it, let me see. So I read it last night. I'm going to read it again today. I perused it last night. I didn't read it in depth. I kind of went through all 80 pages and sort of took some high-level notes that you see up on screen here. And it's very interesting. This is, he starts out by saying, and I'll read you the back of the book. The back of the book, can you see that right there? It says, the most horrendous wagers in craps are, you ready for this? Pass line, don't pass, come, don't come, buying the 4 and 10, odds behind the line, laying odds for the wrong better, and pressing your place bets. Those are the worst things you can do. This is the premise of the book is never play the pass line or the don't pass, never take odds, never buy the 4 and 10, and never press your bets. That's the premise of the book, which is interesting. At first glance, you go, this guy's on crack, right? Here's some of his takeaways in the book, right? The dice have no memory. He says that is fallacy. He said that's the ruin of all gamblers, right? Is the fact that we believe that the dice have no memory. Now, you know me, I've gone back and forth with Blacklight and with Dustin One about this. The dice don't have any memory, right? Even if you're a controlled shooter or a DI, right? The best that you can do is force your dice into some kind of a pocket of good numbers based on how you're throwing. That's the best you can do, right? You're not making any kind of a trend line, right? Fives don't beget fives unless you're doing something with the dice that makes it happen, right? This guy is saying that that's complete bullshit. Tracking matters. He tracks everything. He's got this whole system of tracking. He has 2 chapters on tracking. But the funny thing is, he doesn't tell you, from what I can tell in the book, how to read what you tracked. Like he says, you got to track, you got to track, you got to track. There's 3 levels of tracking and blah, 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 blah. And based on the tracking, you can make the right bets. And it never tells you how to read the tracking, from what I can read in the book. I'm going to go back again today and make sure I didn't miss something. But he talks about tracking to lead you to this idea of 2 hits and out, which I can actually get behind, okay? He makes the case that Jerry from Color Up has made, that 2 hits and out is the best and only way to play the game, and never press. And there's reasons why I'm okay with that. I don't disagree with that. Now, you're going to miss out on a lot. And he agrees. He's like, hey, I'm missing out on all these hot rolls, right? But the hot rolls don't happen that often. Most of the time, the rolls are shorties. But here's the theory of it. I'm gonna go ahead and put the light on the table and show you kind of what he's talking about. And let's see if we can make sense of this, okay? And I'll give you an example of, I'm going to walk around the backside of the table, and I'll do it with the $30 six, just because it's easy to deal. Let's put $30 out there. Actually, no, let's just do the 5. We'll do the 5. $25 5. It's nice and simple. Okay. Let's just do 2 hits, same bet, and that's it. Okay. So first hit, $35. Okay. Now, if the 7 comes right now, right, what happens to us after the first? If the first hit, you get a 0 hits, of course everybody loses, right? Got to take some wins into account. You get 1 hit on the number. Okay. You're out of the hand. You're out of that number, and that number has brought a profit. Okay, let's really look at it though this way. Let's look at the whole inside. He's an inside bettor, right? So you do this here. Okay, you're out of the hand for $35, right? But you're in it for $110. Okay, if you looked at it like now you're in it for $75. Your $35 is covered. You've covered $75. Okay, on hit number 2, any inside number again pays $35. And then he says, turn your bets off. Okay, turn your bets off, and that's it, right? On every shooter. He's trying to read the tea leaves. He's trying to use trending and table tracking to figure out when to turn the bets on, right? That's his theory, is that if you turn your inside only bets on for the right 2 rolls, you make your $70 and you're out. Now let's put that aside. Let's put the $70 aside. Okay, that was the second hit. Now, what he's saying is this, and here's where he's saying this is better for you to do this and turn off than to keep going. And the reason why he says that is this. I'm going to put the bets back on. We're going to give another player the same $70. He won twice also. Okay. Now let's go to hit number 3. Let's say you get a 3rd hit. Okay. And again, you know from my roll tracking, right? There's about 30% of the time you get 0 hits, right? You're only at about 50% of the time or so, you're going to get 2 hits at all. Anywhere in the box, let alone the inside. It's hard to get 3, 4 box hits. It really is hard to do it. And that's why he's saying lean on 2. Now, let's say you get a 3rd hit for $35. And let's just mark it out. I'll keep spreading them out here as they go. Now you're at 105. Okay. If the 7 comes now, after your 3rd inside hit, if the 7 comes, you're still down. Right, you have 105 in the rack, 110 out here. You're still down a nickel, where the other guy's up 70. The guy that stopped after the 2nd hit. If you catch a 4th hit, which is amazing, right? Let's get a 4th hit, $35. Okay, now again, there's 110. That's your money back. 10, 20, $30 in profit on the 4th hit. So 4 inside numbers. If the 7 then comes, you're still not at this guy's profit that took just 2 hits and stopped. Okay? 4 hits in, you're only at $30 in profit. Now on the 5th hit, if you get 5 inside hits and you get your next $35, let me go ahead and color these reds up here for you. Now you're at 50, 65. On the 5th hit, you're still not at the same profit level as this guy was if the 7 comes. Because remember, this guy's bets are off. His 110's not at risk. He just waits for the next time he wants to go in. Here, you got your 110 back. It's the equivalent of that. Okay? The profit level after 5 inside hits is actually lower on 5 inside same bet hits than this guy had, which is super interesting. Now, that can change if you're pressing your bets. The problem with pressing your bets for 5 inside hits is that you're not bringing enough money back early, right? You're bringing back nothing on the first 2 or 3 hits. So if you take $35 on the first hit and you press 32 inside, I'll do it out front like this, 32 bucks inside, you're only bringing back $3 in the first hit. Okay, the 7 comes on hit 2, you're out 107 or 107. You're out the whole thing. On the next hit, now these are going to pay more. They'll pay 42 bucks now. Okay, so 42 bucks. Again, you're going to press by 32, which means you're bringing back 10 in profit, right? And you're putting the other $32 out there, like so. Now let's make this look like it's going to look. Now everything is paying 50 bucks. Okay, hit 3. These pay $49, so 25, 45, $49. We're going to again give them 22 bucks a press. Even just 1 unit pressing, $42, right? 1 unit pressing. Bring that back. Let's do it again. Boom. I don't think I've got these things pressed up enough, but there's 2. Yeah, we should be at 48. 25, 45. There we go, 48. Okay, now that's the 3rd hit, right? 4th hit. These pay 56. So $55, $56. Okay. If you press by 22 again, do we have 22 here? We probably don't, right? We have 21. Let's pretend we have an extra buck, okay? I'm not going to dig into the quarters there, but let's pretend we have we're actually $1 short, but let's just do it anyway. Here's the 4th hit. 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom, boom. Now we're at 45 on the 5 and 9, and we're at 54 on the 6 and 8. Okay. 5th hit coming up. 5th hit coming up, right? $54. Okay, now everything here pays 63. 50, 63. This is what I do in my spare time. All right, now on the 5th hit, where are we? We pressed everything by 1 unit every single time, which is kind of conventional wisdom, right? The 7 comes now, right? After 5 hits, we've got 110 in the rack and less profit than if we same betted it 5 times. Okay, we have way more money out here. You can pull it all down, obviously, right? But you've only generated $28 in net profit after 5 hits, pressing 1 unit apiece. Now you got power out here, of course, right? You've got 45, 45, 54, 54. You got a couple $100 out here, right? That you've kind of moved your bets up with, but you didn't pull it down. So the point of the book is 2 hits and off is better than 5 hits. It's better than 5 presses or 4 presses and a 5th hit. Even if you collected fully on that last one, 2 hits and off is better than all of them. That's the premise of the book, right? Which is, I think, the one takeaway from that book that I actually kind of like, right? You forget about, and I said this to you before, we forget about the power of same betting. I've said this in many videos in the past, right? The power of same betting is pretty strong. Don't ever apologize for bringing money back to your rack. Right, I've made both those comments before. When you see it in actual chips, though, and you look at what's actually potentially going to happen to you in a real game, it should change perspective a little bit, right? I have lots of free time because I'm not working, right? Is that what you're trying to say there, Ian? Here's the thing, though, right? When you look at strategies, and people say to me, "You're such a nerd with the strategies, right? You look at these things, but you have to, right? You have to." What separates, I think, me from most people, not that I play that way, is that I know how to analyze and break shit down. And I'm like, yeah, press, sounds good, right? It's like, hey, I can get the 5 to $500 if I press hard enough, right? Boom. You know I love my YOLO, right? I love the YOLO play. I love the the do-it-yourself repeater plays. Those are fun ways to play. They're throw away the money ways to play, right? You're looking to paycheck it or make consistent money. That right there, what I just showed you, is not the worst thing in the world. 2 hits, turn your shit off and let it happen. If the guy goes on a 50 roller, sorry, right? If you got profit and you want to go back out there table minimum and have a good time with everybody else after a few rolls, fine, right? If you're not yet in profit or you're barely in profit, let it happen, right? You're better off going 2 hits and down on 8 consecutive people than going 160 across and pressing 5 times like I just did on everybody. You're going to make more money the other way, and you're not going to get your tail kicked. On the rolls that end on 3 or 4 box hits, you're not going to get your tail kicked. That guy was losing money until the very last hit. Both players were actually losing money until the 5th hit if they just same betted every single time. Even the presser was losing money until the last hit. That to me is the one reason why $9 for that book made sense to me. Not that I didn't already know it, but you forget about it because you're always trying to do all this crazy stuff that we do. You forget about how strong that simple play is. Now, this guy here talking about tracking, and he's like, you're going to just wait, and then boom, turn your bets on. Like, he's one of those guys. Like, he's going to let the dice intuition. He has a whole chapter called Intuition. He has a whole chapter on superstitions that you must follow. Like, literally, stick change, dice off the table. Guy sets the dice with the 12 on top. Bets get turned off. He's very this whole book is about superstition and fallacy. But that one piece of advice, I think, is a good takeaway. So there it is. I'm going to read it again. I'll do a full book report, and I'll do a full layout of what his thoughts were on it, just to kind of give you an idea. The other 2 books that are more accounting economy based, investment based, or investment style betting, I'm interested. I don't know if it's a secret or not. I think, for me, I think that in using investment style leverage with your bankroll is an interesting way to approach bets like that, right? Your same bet level should be driven by leverage and your bankroll size and how it's growing. I think that's an interesting thing, right? The Dallas Drawdown, if you followed it, is a 2-hit and walk the hell home strategy. It's the same thing. It's not same bet. It's actually same bet, regress, and then get out. The Drawdown is a 2-hit play. It's no different than what I just showed you, just that we get out of there a little quicker, right? So there it is. Yeah, Dan, it's good advice. Hopefully, it's not about learning how to do it, right? It's not about learning how to do it. It's about having the balls to do it. Remember when I said this before, everybody? I gave you the challenge. I gave you the 10% challenge, right? And I know that you can't really do it. A lot of people. You can, Dan. But go to the casino every day for a month with $100. Just take and use $100 as the experiment, right? Because it won't cost you anything, right? To do the experiment. Take $100, win 10, and go home. Win 10% every single day for a month, okay? And people will say it's not worth the drive. And I'm like, it's not about the drive, okay? I'll give you an example. I may be looking at getting a real estate license. I may be looking at doing a project manager's course. I may be looking at going to cybersecurity school, right? I may do something, right? I'm going to invest $2,000 in a course to get a certificate so I can get a job, right? A lot of people do this every single day. I'm going to invest a couple $1,000s in myself to do something career-wise. A lot of people, my son may do that, right? Why not invest an hour and a half drive in the car with your sports radio on, or your politics radio on, or your thrash metal on, right? Invest an hour and a half, invest in 2-3 tanks of gas to go to the casino to see if you have the discipline muscle. Can you go to the casino with this in mind? My goal is to win 10%. My bankroll is $100. I'm going to incorporate the lowest risk thing I can do to make sure that happens, right? Based on my bankroll, right? I'm going to identify when I'm going to play, what table I'm going to play at. Am I going to play baccarat, blackjack, roulette, craps, right? My destination is where I'm going to, obviously, right? Is my emotional strength good enough? Is my mindset focused enough? Is my discipline tuned enough to say, I'm going to go to that craps table, right? I'm going to go 64 across. Out of my $100, I'm going to take one hit and I'm walking the fuck out of there. Am I taking $100 to a roulette table and I'm going to play 2 dozens for $5 each? I'm going to get 2 hits on and I'm going to go. Are you disciplined enough to do it, right? It's training. It's no different than going to get a little certificate to do real estate or PMing or whatever you're going to do, right? That's a challenge that I've put out there a bunch of times and nobody will do it because it's not worth it to go to the casino. If you're interested in doing this on the regular, you got to train yourself to do it. And that means taking the drive, doing the thing, getting the hell out of there. It's going to cost you money to do this. It's going to cost you more in gas and food than you will make. If you make $300 in a month, it ain't going to cover your expenses. And I get that. It's training. And that's what I think a lot of this stuff comes down to, right? So yeah, it's not about learning how to take 2 hits and go down, Dan. It's about training yourself that it's okay to take 2 hits and stop playing. You got to train your brain to make that an okay choice for you if you want to play this way. If you're there to make a regular profit and grow your bankroll, you got to train yourself to let that be okay. And it's also got to be okay that some days it ain't going to happen. Some days you're going to go out there with that $64 and you're going to fucking tank it. And you go, well, today wasn't my day. Now I'm 6 hits behind. Fine. I'll go win 7, 8 in a row, catch it back up again, right? The $14 instead of the $10, that extra $4, that compounds up a little bit, right? This is what I'm talking about. I've been talking about it for years. It's training yourself to do it. I'm a boring player most of the time. When I'm playing by myself, it's a boring. If you watch me, you'd be like, God, this guy's, what's he doing? Right? Super boring, super, right? Whatever. When I'm with you guys playing, we have a little bit of fun. I do different things. But I'm trained for this. Anyway, that's my Trendy Tuesday talk. I call it's very anti-trend to just take 2 hits and run away, right? But the book that I bought is all about reading the table and using your intuition and dodging superstition to get to the point where you're the 2 hits. He claims he gets his 2 hits 99% of the time. I think he's full of shit. But he claims that through reading the trend of the table, he never misses on his 2 hits. That's the point of the book, right? Spoiler alert, there's your $10 lesson. Anyway, I'll read it. I will come back and I'll report fully on the book later on, maybe next week or something like that, all right? And the other 2 as well. So all that said, let's get after it. Let's go play a little bit. I'm going to turn Crapsy on here in just a minute. Matter of fact, I'll do it now while we're sitting here so that way I don't waste your time. We're going to get daily paychecking. We're going to play the Butterberg, of course. Let me go get Crapsy reconnected here. Let's reconnect that screen over there. Let's see. I think if I go here, hold on a second. I got to go back a screen. Crapsy, let it do its thing. Daily paycheck. Booyah. Okay, Crapsy's on. Get your bets in. Where we are now, we lost yesterday. We lost about 1250 or 1260 yesterday. So our record now is down. We were 80%. Now we're at 24-7. Still a 77% win rate. We were up 13,000, so we're good. We start with 100K. We're doing 5,000 a day, trying to win about $500 a day. We're up 13,000. We've had 2 nice wins that have helped us out a lot. The average win size is about 900, which is good. The average loss about 1,200. Normally, if I'm at 80% win rate and my losses are about 2x my wins, so 1,200 and my average win is 600, we're going to be in good shape. We're going to make money. As it is right now, we're at 18% average win and a 25% average loss. That ratio is actually really solid. If we can keep that up, we're going to be in great shape. So with all that said, here we go. I'm going to go ahead and switch the view here to our DPC table view. The light is on. Crapsy is hot. I'm going to play the Butterberg again. I will do it from the don't one more time, although I don't love this way. I'll do it anyway. And we're going to go 700 across, and we're going to go $100 on the don't. So it's going to be $1,000 in with $200 in change. Okay, we'll do $100 on the don't. We're going to do 700 across. And today, because it is a Trendy Tuesday, one of the things about the Butterberg that is kind of frustrating, and 700 across, by the way, is 600 on or $100 on every number, $600 plus $50 on the 6 and 8. So there you go to 150. Okay, they're a little bit of a bonus bet. Normally, you hit the number comes down. Today, what I'm going to do is hit the number and bring a different number down. Probably the 4 and 10 first, then the 5 and 9. And we're going to actually press up the number that hit with the change. You'll see what I mean if I get some numbers, you'll see what I'm talking about. Here we go. The bets are off in Crapsy. Dice are going to be out, and let's Butterberg this bad boy today, and let's make some more money than we made yesterday. Yesterday was a rough one. Hopefully today we do okay. Here we go. We're coming out. We are coming out. Oh man, that was a nice looking little toss right there, huh? It's a 6, 5-1. All right, puck is going to be on the 6, and here we go. 516. I got it logged into Crapsy for y'all. We got the 516 in the roll tracker, and I need to change one thing on my screen here so I can see. I want to be able to see the chats. So the window. There we go. Now I can see your chats. All right, here we go. We're on. Dice are out. Bets are on. Let's do her. Let's do a 6. All right. There we go. Let's get this going here. Crapsy's ready. Let's hopefully we don't get a little PSO action. I like to get some actual numbers, and we'll see about playing this thing a little bit more trend friendly. The one thing about the Butterberg that hurts the most, there's a 5, 4, 9, hurts the Butterberg the most is that a lot of times if you're throwing repeater numbers, you get hurt because the number you threw comes back, and that's the one that you drew down. So, all right, the 9's going to pay 140. Okay, so 125, 140. All right, I'm going to bring the 10 down, okay, just because it's close by, right? We'll make the 10 look like a quarter. I'm going to bring back the 2 black chips, okay? The $15 I am going to put on the 9. I'm going to bring back just the black. We're just going to bring back blacks for a hot minute, okay? Keep it simple. Eventually, these could be a little higher, but for right now, we're going to leave the number that hit up and bring a different number down. I thought about bringing the sister down, but I don't know. When you do random shit like this, there's no strategy to it. It's just you're taking down a random number. I'm just going to pull the 4s and 10s in a way that, whatever, just because they're the hardest ones to hit. So here we go. That was hit number 1. We need 3. 3 hits at the black level. Get your money back. Here we go. I can't see it. That is a 6-5. Mid-mo. 6-5. Actually, it's a 5-6. 6. Okay. That does nothing for me. All right, here we go. We get a quick shot of coffee over here. Okay. And even if the 10 hits, we'll be okay. We'll probably start pressing that thing up. I may same bet until we're out. If we can get out. There's the 9, 6-3. See that? The repeater happened. 6-3-9. That's awesome. 6-3 for you all. 6-3 for me. All right, so the second hit, the 9, that's going to pay 140 plus 21, so 161. So 150, 161. It's a weird payout, right? We'll take the 4 down, make the 4 look like a quarter. So Butterberg style, we're going to bring down a number as we get hit. I'm just not bringing down the number that actually hit, okay? So here we're going to bring back the 2 blacks. We're going to put the change on the number. So we'll make the number look like, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll make it look like 150. I'll take back the $1. So the 9 now is up to 150 from 100. So we pressed it up twice, actually, from the change, and I brought back base change here, okay? Pardon me. Here we go. Let's get another inside hit. I'd love to see an inside hit here, huh? There's the 6-5. There's the 2 and the 1. Let's get her done. Let's get her done. How does one copyright a betting method that was been played before he was born? I don't know. I don't know. Who's copywriting betting methods? Jimmy's copyrighted strategy. Jimmy's forbidden anybody from doing this. So that's why I'm doing it every day. Literally doing this because Jimmy said I can't. Here we go. He didn't invent nothing. The only thing Jimmy does different is laddered losses. And I'm not willing to do that. I'm not willing to ladder losses at this level. Here we go. Oh, that was not a good throw. They flipped out of my hands weird. It's a 6, though. It's a 5 and a 1. That'll work. A 5, 1, 6, 1, 5. That really was a weird throw. 1, 5. I should not throw while I'm talking. Maybe, right? All right, so that's going to be the point. We'll lose 100 here, but we're going to get paid 175 on the 6. Okay? Just like yesterday, we're getting killed on the don't pass. I feel like the don't pass is what is hurting this strategy so much. But let's follow the pattern, okay? The 6 hit that time. We brought back the 4 and the 10 already. Let's bring the 5 down. Let's pick a nugget. We're just going to random number down. Bring back 2 blacks to the rack. And I'll put the $50 here aside. Now, in the rack, I've got 500, 800 bucks in the rack, okay? We're not yet pulling profit. The $100 cost us down here. Otherwise, we would be in profit right now. So we still have 2, 3 black numbers available to us. Okay. If I pull those 3 down to table minimum, guess what? We are in profit, but we're going to let the Butterbird roll itself through. Okay, that's how I'm going to do it. I'm not going to just run for the hills here. We're going to let it play itself out. If I can get all those numbers down. The miracle, right? The miracle roll. Here we go. I got to bump the 6 up a little bit too with that quarter. Here we go. Coming out, we got a 5. 3, 2, 5. There it is. 3, 2, 5. Okay, let's mark that up so y'all have it. 2, 2, 3. Okay, now the 6 did pay. The $50, the greens I brought back off that last 6, I'm going to put them back out here. We're going to make the 6 go to 180. So we'll take 5 reds. We can go to 208, I suppose, but or 198. We'll leave it at that. We'll just get it one number out. So we pressed the 9, we pressed the 6, and here we go. Here we go. We need one more black hit, one more big black hit right here, and we'll be all set. No DP bet. Nope, I'm getting off the DP. I don't like that part of this play. It's one of the things I just don't like about it. I used to think that was it was what made it work, but honestly, I've had better luck, and I've been picking myself off anyway. So no DP this time. Oh, the kiss of death. Is it death or is it a good one? It's a hard 8. Whew. Not a good throw, but great result. 4-4 hard 8. All right, 4-4. That's a square pair, which is great. That's going to pay 175, which is awesome sauce. Okay, now the 3 numbers that we have in play here have all been hit. Right? They're all our good ones, but we're Butterberg, and we got to get out of the hand. We got to pull something down. So we're going to pull the 9 down, but I'll leave it at 50. Okay, so let's bring back 200 bucks and the 75. So now I've got another 500 bucks in blacks. That's my starting bankroll. So I have locked up after all those hits about 100 bucks, which is not a lot. However, we do have the 2 biggies out here on the 6 and 8, right? If they hit, they'll come down. Come down at a higher than base, but they'll come down either way. No matter what, we have profito today, which is good. Here we go. Here we go. Should I put the 8 to 180? I should. Let's make it match the 6. I should have done that. 8 goes to 180. Okay. Yeah. Here we go. 5 or 6, 8, or 9, right? That's or 6 or 8. That's what we need now. 6 or 8. I wish I could see better. Another yo. 6-5. Got my glasses off over here. 6-5 yo. 6-5 yo. 2 yos this shooter. All right. Here we go. Yeah, the $100 don't with the 700 cross doesn't make any sense. But what the Butterberg always said, Dan always said, was have your don't pass bet be the same as your base bet. He would put massive odds. Remember, he would put massive odds out there, and I did it twice, and I got hammered both times. Right? He put like the 6x odds down here, and you just get destroyed on that. And I think on a random person, maybe on me shooting against myself, I'm just not doing that, right? And as you can see, I'm picking my points all over the place. So that's why I'm not doing it. He liked the base to be the same. And then after he got his 3 hits, he'd pull the odds down and have a clean don't pass that was the same size as the base. That was always the idea behind it. Like I said, I never played it that way, but I don't like playing it that way when I'm shooting. Here we go. Nicer out. Oh, big hit, ace deuce. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 2. Too many horns in the shooter. Too many horns today. Don't like that. All right, here we go. That is a 9. 6, 3, 9. Good one. 6, 3. 6, 3. Great. 75 for 5. 75 for 5. I'll give it a quarter. Take 50 back. We'll start doing like a little march on the numbers that are out there. A quick march, not a super aggressive march, but a little march. Okay, that's a wrap. Here we go. That's an 8. Ooh, yeah. 6 and a deuce. 6 and a deuce. 6, 2, 8. Ooh, baby. All right, 180 pays 210. 210 all day. That's awesome. All right, let's bring her back down to 90 bucks. Bring back 3 blacks, and now we have our win goal achieved. We got 400 bucks in the rack. It's close enough for government work, as they say. There's a lot of work to make 500 bucks right there. That was a lot of work. That was a lot of hits to get there. I'm not sure if this is the right way to play this thing, but we could have been out of this hand so much quicker if we just pulled the bets down like we normally do. But pressing up like we did and leaving them out there makes this strategy work a lot harder than it needs to. That's a 5-2-7. That'll do it right there. That'll do it. 5-2. 5-2. Alrighty. 5-2-7. So all this will go. We just had the one number left, right? The 6 was the only one that hadn't been brought down yet. So not bad. We had basically 400 bucks sitting out there. All right. Profit is $411 today. I'll take the 411. Close enough to 500 for government work. Okay. It is 7:59. I can do one more shooter, and I will. But just for funsies. Here we go. All right, let's move this aside. I'm going to put that actually behind this so we don't forget that was our profit for the first session there. Let's go on back out again. Same deal. We'll go 700 across. Let's give it another solid run through. 3 change, no don't. No don't this time. Here we go, coming out. This will be last shooter. No matter what happens here, last shooter. Here we go. That looks like midnight. that rolled 6-6 midnight. Pass line players, I'm sorry, 6-6. But, you know, the bottom die has a 6 on top. So that's actually not that big of a deal. As a shooter, I'm okay with that. Here we go. All right, here we go. That is a beautiful hard 6 right there. That was the best looking hard 6 you'll ever see in your life. Where's my slow-mo camera on a throw like that? Damn it. All right, there's your point. Let's get our 3 hits and get the hell out of Dodge, huh? All right, here we go. There's the 7. Boom, right? Boom. Ugliness right there, 6-1. There's your PSO. Your daily PSO, 617. All right, let's leave the bets out there. We'll go back out again. 3 change. And let's try and... Let's see if we can get ourselves out of here. Remember yesterday we did the more aggressive recovery system? Right? We can do it again today. Again, just a little test of the waters here, right? Let's do a little recovery with an aggressive pre-Butterberg. Here we go. Coming out, that is a 9-5-4. Let's move the puck over. It's a 9-5-4-9. 5-4-9. Okay, we got work to do here. We're going to need a few hits to get out of this place. Here we go. That is a 9-5-4. Right back to the same thing. 5-4-9. 5-4. I didn't press the crapsy button fast enough, so I apologize for that. Give me a second here to... All right, 5-4. Sweet. Okay, 140. 140 on the 9. And again, what I'm going to do here, just like yesterday, okay, is let's do a 110 inside press. So it looks like this. We're gonna go hard on the insides. The extra $30, I'll just take it back for right now. Leave it as is. We're gonna be coming out. I'm gonna do 3 of those, and then we're gonna Butterberg down. Okay. So again, when we're down, we're gonna play the down. Remember we talked yesterday about how we recover from being down? This was an experiment we tried yesterday. I'm going to try it again today. Again, we're going to see does extending the number of hits you need with an extra little bit of juice on the numbers help you get out quicker, right? So this is the recovery strategy. And I said if your strategy was good to start with, should be good to finish with. Here we go. Instead of taking 3 hits on 2 different shooters, we're going to take 6 hits on 1 shooter. That's my plan. That's my secret plan. There's a 5, 4 and a 1. New point. We were off on that one. 4-1. 4-1. This is why all right side bettors die broke, they say. All right side bettors die broke because they do dumb shit like this. Okay, here we go. Six, 3, 9. Not a good throw. Way too hard. 6-3. Okay. With 1 1/4, that pays 175. Pardon me. And again, we'll do another 110 inside. 210. Sorry about that. Alrighty, here we go. Okay, dice are up. Oh man, big old spread. 5-5. There's a hard 10. Alrighty. 5-5. All right, here we go. That's going to pay $200. 100, 200 for 5. Let's press by 160. Everything gets a quarter. Oh. 240 on the 6 and 8. All right, now we start the Butterberg. So we basically took 3 hits, pressed them all up to the ceiling. Now we need 3 hits to come down. So instead of saying Butterberging twice on 2 different shooters, we're going to press, and then Butterberg down from here. Recover that 750 the hard way. It's going to require me to be a super awesome shooter, right? Otherwise, we burn the 750 again, and we call it a day, right? Here we go. That's going to be the 7, right? How hard is it to get 4 hits, right? My point earlier, 5, 2, 7, that'll do it, right? We're going to not get it. I am going to show you, though, what would it look like if, okay? Just to kind of play the what if game before we kill it out here, right? Let's assume, where's my dice? Let's just roll them in front here. Let's assume we get an inside number, 6. Okay, great. So we have 240, pays 275, 280, right? And the 6 comes down to $30, right? Remember, we lost 750 on the previous shooter, right? So here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 75 coming back, okay? The next roll, well, it's a 6, pays 35. Okay, that's fine. We'll just make it look like 60. Something on the inside, please, Mr. Dice. A 4, okay, 4 at 125, pays 250. And it comes down to a quarter. And look where we are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, $750 that we had lost. Back in profit, and all those are up, right? That can all come down to 160 across, right? Leave the 6 where it was. And honestly, in a couple of hits, after the press up, in a couple of hits, money's back, and you're at where your goal would have been. Right, so by taking the 3 presses before I started Butterberging, the downstroke, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 50, 5, 75, actually $600, $600 in profit. Okay, that's what that would have done for us had I pulled them down. Right, had we gotten 2 more inside hits or 2 more hits at all, we'd have had our money back plus the goal. So press, then Butterberg would have been the ticket to recover. However, I threw one of these, and it doesn't matter, right? The 7 ends up crushing me anyway, right? So it didn't actually end up working, but that was the plan. The recovery plan was, before we do the prescribed thing where we were going to do the strategy, before we do it, let's leverage up the bets first and then do it. And that extra 2-hit requirement that I put on myself ends up being the reason why the whole thing goes down, right? It's a tough deal, right? Recovery is a tough deal. Had we just done the Butterberg on shooter 1, we'd have been fine, right? We'd have had half our money back at least, right? And then we could have tried it again. Anyway, it doesn't matter. That's a good demo, actually. When things work out in an awful way, it always makes for good TV anyway, right? And good things to talk about. Turn the light off. Let's come back and wrap up. All right, so today we actually did win, right? Our actual session was a win, 400 and change, right? 400 and whatever this is, $416. That's good. The recovery plan didn't work, but you can see where I was going with it, right? And again, we talked yesterday about how do you recover, right? If the plan you were doing is a good plan, stick with it. We could have Butterberged the first time and been okay. Think about that. We would have gotten our money. When the Butterberg works, you get your money back plus, right? We'd have been, we'd recovered about about half of our previous loss, plus been playing. We would have got those extra 5 hits we would have had at table minimum. We'd have been fine, right? We'd have probably been out of the whole thing. By being aggressive, I tried to accelerate it too much, and look at what happens. Sometimes you get a little bit too here and you end up blowing yourself up. So, right, it happens. That's a pretty bad, that's how it works out. All right, guys, let's go. Let's get out of here. Any last questions? Butterberg's Revenge. I'm going to check for cues over here real quick before we get out, but I'm probably guessing there's not much questions. Cues, let's see. We have the casino game. I think I did read that one. Yes. Another one of those older books, right? I think I did read that one. That's actually not too bad. I got it in the office there too. One of these days, I'm going to spread the books out like Jeremy does and to show you all the books I've got. And like, you know, some of them are comical. Some of them are actually got nuggets in them. Like, again, the two hits and off nugget today, that's not a bad nugget. The rest of the book is kind of weird, right? It's kind of superstition-y, anti-math, whatever. But it was a, whatever, interesting read. Let's see. Why bother with the don't pass? You're talking about the Butterberg, right? And you're right. Again, Dan Tana played it with $100 or whatever his base was, the don't pass was, but he also put max odds on it, right? As soon as he got his 2 hits in the box, the odds came down. And then his don't pass bet was just another bet, right? He looked at it like, I'm even with profit in my rack. I'm either going to make money on the box numbers or my don't pass makes me $100. That's how we used to look at it. I don't like those big odds though when I'm shooting. I just don't. Let's see. Here's something I've been talking about. Maybe you have thoughts. For discipline, more important than if you choose to play or visit more often. If you are there to blow $500, discipline is if you're there to blow $500, that throws discipline out the window, right? If you're going, I'll give you an example. You're going on a trip to Vegas. And you're just there to party and have fun and blow money and take a shot at it. I have ways to play that do that, right? There's 2 ways you can do it. One is you can go super low minimum table and just blast. Go 64 across and hit the gas pedal. You can go a regression, squeeze play, GM spin, something like that. Get down and then go blast, right? That's a good way to play when you're on vacation in Vegas. It's not a good way to make a paycheck because you're going to burn that too often. You're going to burn that bigger spread too often. If you're on a cruise ship, you're there for 7 days. You're not there to party, right? You're there on a mission to earn enough points to win the next cruise for free, right? That's a different play style. That's going to be more of a hedgy, horseman, religious 64, 44, whatever you're going to do all the time because you want time at the table there that you got to last for. It's a different mindset. So discipline to me, like the task that I'm on, am I there to earn points and win that free cruise for a couple of days? Yeah, I'm playing a whole different way. If I'm there to slam the gas and do a little bit of YOLO, discipline says don't regress. Discipline there says stay in the hand, stay in the hand, stay in the hand, don't regress, right? Discipline can go both directions. Don't equate discipline with conservatism, right? Discipline can mean I'm going to get 5 hits on the 4 today. I'm going to play the 4 until somebody rolls 5 of them. That's discipline, right? That's going to be hooting and hollering. That's your fun time blowing the money in Vegas. So it goes both ways. Just be honest with yourself about what your goal is and say, that's my goal today. I'm okay if we lose it, but here's what I'm going for. My bankroll is okay to let me do it. Discipline puts me on task. That's what you're hoping for. All right, let's see. No other questions that I can see. I don't think there's any other piece. Let me check for PCs too. PC. I think that's it. No, I'm sorry. I'm just going through the chats. There's a lot of chats for me to go through here and see what's being said. But all right, guys, I'm out. It is time to do some work for Casino Quest. Going to put that Nexus website together. Wait do you guys see it? There's so much good stuff in there. So I think you're really gonna dig it when it comes to 4. So final thoughts. Catch me on Nexus in a couple of days, man. We're working hard on it. I think you'll dig it. And until I see you there, see you tomorrow. Have a good day. God bless everybody. Bye-bye.